Briefing on December 6, 2024. 1. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz expressed that he was somewhat surprised by the defeat of Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris to Donald Trump, as he believed the country was ready to embrace the Democratic Party's positive message. 2. The Kennedy Center announced that Board Chairman David Rubenstein will remain in his position until September 2026, instead of stepping down in January 2023 as originally planned. This ensures continuity in the center's leadership as Trump's second term approaches. 3. Melania Trump, in her first interview since her husband's re-election, stated that their son Barron played a significant role in Trump's victory by suggesting he connect with media figures favored by young voters. This strategy is believed to have helped Trump increase his support among Gen Z voters. 4. Opposition lawmakers in South Korea warned that if President Yoon Suk-yeol remains in office, he might again attempt to impose martial law in a desperate bid to hold on to power. The Defense Ministry and Special Forces stated that the military would not comply even if ordered by Yoon. 5. Over the past 25 years, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy has become a fashion influencer for future generations. Her minimalist outfits from brands like Yohji Yamamoto and Prada, along with her custom headbands, have become objects of imitation. Briefing content. On December 6, 2024, The Washington Post reported the following key information. 1. A federal appeals court dismissed challenges to an upcoming nationwide ban requiring the short video app TikTok to divest from Chinese ownership. The court ruled that national security takes precedence over free speech, meaning that 170 million American users may lose access to this popular platform. 2. Trump is expected to try to block this ban, as he supported it during his first term. However, the court ruling may lead to conflicts with the incoming Biden administration. 3. The ruling was praised by supporters of U.S. security policy, but free speech advocates expressed concerns, calling it a significant decision that seriously impacts free speech. 4. The ruling is seen as an important milestone in a tech Cold War, reflecting the U.S. government's view of Chinese companies as a hybrid commercial threat. 5. After being elected, Trump claimed he had resolved issues such as the border crisis, the Middle East situation, and the opioid epidemic, all of which are achievements of the Biden administration. Trump is attempting to claim credit for accomplishments to cover up his failures during his first term. Overall, the article covers important topics such as the TikTok ban, Trump's political moves, issues of free speech, and U.S.-China relations, providing readers with comprehensive information and in-depth analysis. Briefing on December 6, 2024. 1. Russia may throw incendiary devices at flights to the U.S. and Canada. According to the Wall Street Journal, the incendiary device explosions that occurred in Germany and the UK in July may be part of a covert Russian operation aimed at igniting fires on cargo and passenger flights. Russia denies involvement in these criminal acts. 2. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was surprised by the Democratic Party's defeat in the presidential election. Walz stated that he initially believed the Democratic Party's positive message would lead them to victory, but ultimately Republican candidate Trump won all 7 swing states, becoming the first Republican in 20 years to win the nationwide popular vote. Walz admitted he was somewhat surprised by Vice President Harris's defeat, contrasting with the more pessimistic assessments from Democratic leadership in the final month. Overall, this briefing summarizes 2 important points: Russia's potential involvement in incendiary attacks against U.S. and Canadian flights, and Minnesota Governor Walz's surprise at the Democratic Party's defeat in the presidential election. The content is concise and highlights the core information of the articles. Briefing on December 6, 2024. Topic: The liquor retail industry in St. James and Mayfair, as reported by the Financial Times. Key points. 1. Berry Brothers & Rudd, the UK's oldest wine merchant with over 300 years of history, has opened a new liquor store offering over 1,000 varieties, including rare whiskies and tequilas, and regularly hosts tasting events. 2. Justerini & Brooks has opened a new liquor store and tasting room in Burlington Arcade, offering a selection of wines and whiskies, along with a private tasting room. 3. Hedonism Wines, located in Mayfair, showcases a wide array of rare wines, such as Romanée-Conti and Lafite, and offers regular tasting events. Its newly opened bar, the White Horse, has also become a popular spot nearby. Summary: the liquor retail industry in St. James and Mayfair is thriving, with 3 established merchants opening new stores that provide a wide range of products and tasting experiences, attracting many enthusiasts. These merchants effectively utilize their store environments and event marketing to create a unique shopping atmosphere, delivering an enjoyable experience for consumers. Briefing content. 1. Turmoil in the publishing industry. Forbes union members went on strike for a day, protesting management's violation of labor laws. Reporters from The Guardian and The Observer went on strike against The Observer's acquisition by Tortoise Media. 2. The Observer's acquisition. The Observer has been acquired by Tortoise Media, which has invested £2.5 billion to protect its independence and values. This is aimed at ensuring the future development of The Observer. 3. Decline of humanities courses in UK universities. Canterbury Christ Church University has discontinued its English literature program, reflecting the declining trend of English literature in UK higher education. Reasons include rising tuition fees and government preference for STEM subjects. 4. Turmoil in Georgia's political landscape. The ruling party, Georgian Dream, has publicly abandoned its pro-European stance, sparking large-scale protests. The government's violent crackdown has drawn international attention, and the EU has suspended Georgia's accession talks. Overall, these articles reflect changes in the publishing industry, higher education, and the international political landscape, highlighting challenges to information dissemination, educational resource allocation, and democratic values. The briefing comprehensively summarizes the core content of the articles, providing readers with a clear overview of the information. Briefing content. On December 6, 2024. Topic: The Times series reveals behind-the-scenes stories of journalism. The Times series focuses on the behind-the-scenes stories of journalism, showcasing the professionalism and relentless efforts of outstanding journalists. The reports emphasize that news coverage often involves exposing secrets that powerful figures wish to keep hidden from the public, requiring journalists to pay a steep price, including threats to their lives and legal disputes, to present the truth. These behind-the-scenes stories resemble thrilling documentary dramas, inspiring admiration and encouragement. At the same time, the reports also address recent controversial news events, such as President Biden's announcement to pardon his son Hunter Biden, and inappropriate behavior during a music festival in Hong Kong. These events reflect the complexity and challenges behind news reporting, reminding us to view news objectively and rationally, and to respect the hard work of journalists. In summary, the Times series vividly presents the real stories behind news reporting, highlighting the professional ethics and social responsibility of journalists, which is worthy of our reflection and learning. Here is a concise and comprehensive briefing. Topic: The rise of mini-fridges. Key information points. 1. Mini-fridges are a convenient and flexible refrigeration option, suitable for small spaces such as bedrooms and offices. 2. Key considerations include energy efficiency, capacity, temperature range, and noise level. 3. Well-known brands like Subcold, Husky, and Logic offer a variety of sizes and price points to meet different needs. 4. In addition to storing food, some mini-fridges can also be used to preserve skincare products or chill beverages. Summary: mini-fridges are becoming a popular choice for homes and offices due to their compact and flexible nature. Consumers need to weigh factors such as energy efficiency, capacity, and temperature to meet their individual needs. Many well-known brands now offer a rich product line to cater to various budgets and usage scenarios. Briefing. 1. Traditional Japanese matcha powder is popular for its high antioxidant content and energizing caffeine, becoming a sought-after ingredient in the beauty industry. Matcha is widely used in dry shampoos, and skincare products, providing purifying and nourishing effects for hair and skin. 2. In recent years, matcha fragrances have gained attention in the perfume industry, especially among independent brands and unisex perfumes. Matcha scents, characterized by herbal and floral notes, are often blended into creamy, sweet fragrances reminiscent of matcha lattes. 2 matcha perfumes launched in 2021 received widespread acclaim, leading to demands for imitations and sequels. 3. French President Macron's government is facing turmoil. Prime Minister Barron has lost a no-confidence vote in the National Assembly over the forced passage of the 2025 budget, leading to the government's collapse. French media believe this further undermines Macron's political standing, and he needs to respond quickly. In summary, matcha is emerging as a natural and healthy ingredient that is permeating the beauty and fragrance sectors, gaining favor among consumers. Meanwhile, the political situation in France is unstable, with Macron's government in crisis, necessitating measures to stabilize the situation. These seemingly unrelated topics reflect new trends and hot issues in contemporary society. Briefing content. The assassination of Mexican music agent Jesus Perez Alviar has drawn attention. On December 4, 2024, a shooting occurred at a restaurant in the Polanco district of Mexico City, resulting in the death of music agent Jesus Perez Alviar, also known as Chucho. Investigations revealed that Chucho had been accused by the U.S. of being a money laundering operator for the drug cartel New Generation Jalisco Cartel and was placed on the U.S. Treasury's blacklist. Chucho used his event company Galística Diamante to mix the cartel's illegal profits with legitimate income from concert ticket sales to conceal money laundering activities. He also had ties to the family of the cartel's leader, allowing him to establish financial links with the group and its armed wing, Los Queenies. Although Chucho had reached a plea agreement with U.S. authorities in 2023, he still fell victim to a retaliatory attack. Police believe the shooting is related to Chucho's involvement in planning an attack on the police chief of Mexico City. Additionally, the U.S. recently enacted legislation prohibiting the use of trademarks seized by the Cuban government, directly impacting the sales of the Cuban rum brand Havana Club in the U.S. This long-standing trademark dispute reflects historical issues related to property confiscation after the Cuban Revolution. Overall, these cases illustrate the intertwining of drug crime, political confrontation, and historical grievances, creating a complex situation for both Mexico and U.S.-Mexico relations. Briefing content. On December 6, 2024. Topic: Germany's Favorites, a consumer award initiated by the Süddeutsche Zeitung, SC, Research Institute. Key points. 1. Consumers express a certain distrust of online reviews, believing that more than half of them may be fake. They need more reliable guidance to make informed purchasing decisions. 2. The Germany's Favorites Award is voted on by real consumers and organized by the Süddeutsche Zeitung, SC, and market research firm Infact, giving it high credibility and independence. 3. The award is based on comprehensive, independent consumer evaluations, reflecting the opinions of potential customers and providing guidance for product selection. 4. The award scoring system will adopt a 1 to 6 grading scale starting from the 2023-24 fiscal year, with 1 being very good and 6 being unsatisfactory. 5. Award-winning products include KidGoo Sport Children's Stroller, Trip Trap Children's High Chair, Works WX354 Cordless Drill, among others. 6. The Süddeutsche Zeitung provides various secure and anonymous reporting channels, such as Secure Drop, encrypted emails, and encrypted messaging apps, to protect information sources. In summary, the Germany's Favorites Award offers consumers reliable product selection guidance, while the Süddeutsche Zeitung has established secure and private channels for whistleblowers, reflecting its commitment to consumer rights and press freedom. Here is a briefing based on the provided articles. Briefing on December 6, 2024. 1. Beijing Daxing International Airport has seen the number of foreign travelers passing through immigration checks exceed 1 million for the first time, setting a new annual record for foreign entries and exits at the airport. This is attributed to a series of policies facilitating foreign entry, such as increasing the number of visa-exempt countries, attracting travelers from around the world. The airport's international flight network is also expanding, with plans for more new routes to Africa and North America in the future. 2. Renowned artist Kai Guocheng is holding a solo exhibition titled Kai, Soul Scan in Macau, showcasing over 20 new works created by his AI model Kai. These works involve Kai's expertise in fireworks art, and visitors can interact with AI-controlled robotic arms to create art. Kai has participated in multiple projects by deep learning from Kai's works, archives, interests, and Macau's historical culture. 3. China has recently imposed sanctions on U.S. defense companies, prohibiting them from conducting business in China and restricting the entry of executives. These sanctions are largely symbolic, as U.S. defense contractors have already faced restrictions from the U.S. that prevent them from conducting significant business in China. Analysts believe this may serve as a warning to defense companies in other countries not to sell equipment and services to Taiwan. 4. The Lijiang branch of the Yunnan Observatory of the Chinese Academy of Sciences successfully captured rare images of a near-Earth asteroid, 2024 XA1, that is about to collide with Earth. It took less than 12 hours from discovery to the asteroid entering the Earth's atmosphere and burning up, providing important scientific support for China's early warning and defense against near-Earth asteroid impacts. 5. Apple's AI product Apple Intelligence is set to launch in the Chinese market by April 2025, but its collaboration with Baidu is currently facing some difficulties. The two parties have differences over privacy policies, with Baidu wanting to retain and analyze user AI search data, while Apple Intelligence's core principle is private cloud computing, ensuring data encryption does not communicate with servers. Additionally, the Chinese government requires that generative AI services aimed at the public must comply with relevant regulations from the Cyberspace Administration. Briefing on December 6, 2024. 1. Japanese police have submitted relevant materials to prosecutors regarding a Saudi Arabian diplomat suspected of sexually harassing women at a nightclub in Roppongi, Tokyo. The diplomat returned to Saudi Arabia immediately after the incident and did not cooperate with the police investigation. 2. Kyodo News has disciplined 6 employees, including 2 senior editors who were dismissed, over a false report regarding Japan's Deputy Foreign Minister Akiko Yamaguchi visiting the Yasukuni Shrine. The senior management of Kyodo News will also voluntarily reduce their salaries for 3 months. 3. The 20th Japan-China Forum issued a joint statement calling for both sides to strengthen dialogue and exchanges in various fields, particularly enhancing communication between defense officials to address the deteriorating security environment in East Asia. 4. Approximately 3,000 crew members of the U.S. Navy aircraft carrier USS George Washington, stationed in Yokosuka, have been banned from drinking alcohol to prevent potential problems and misconduct. 5. With the rapid development of cloud computing and artificial intelligence, data centers are emerging in large numbers, not only in towns and suburbs, but also beginning to enter densely populated residential areas, raising concerns among local residents. Some local governments have offered significant tax incentives to attract data centers, but this has also raised questions about environmental impacts and grid load issues. Briefing content. On December 6, 2024. Topic: Asahi Shimbun reports. 1. Honda is recalling nearly 206,000 SUVs due to a potential separation of the fuel tank filler neck from the fuel line during a collision, which could lead to gasoline leaks and increase the risk of fire. 2. Super typhoon Tip set a record for the largest size in history, forming in the Pacific in October 1979 with a diameter of 1,380 miles and a central pressure of only 870 HPA, marking the lowest pressure recorded for a tropical cyclone. Despite causing 86 deaths, it did not result in catastrophic losses like the Bay of Bengal cyclone. 3. The US, Japan, and the Philippines recently conducted joint patrols in the South China Sea to maintain legitimate rights such as freedom of navigation. This was a response to recent actions by Chinese Coast Guard vessels against Philippine fishing vessels, including water cannon attacks. 4. The world's oldest known wild bird, a 74-year-old Laysan albatross named Wisdom, has laid an egg again at the Midway Atoll National Wildlife Refuge in Hawaii. This is her first egg in 4 years. Overall, These reports cover various fields, including automotive safety recalls, super typhoons, the South China Sea situation, and rare wildlife, providing rich content and substantial information, showcasing the professional standards of Asahi Shimbun. Here is a briefing based on the provided articles. Briefing on December 6, 2024. 1. Former Liberal Party leader Kelly Chikarovsky's son, Mark Chikarovsky, was sentenced to 35 months of community correction, with 18 months of house arrest, for running a dark web drug supply business. 2. The independent music biopic Better Man received a record 16 nominations at the Australian Academy of Cinema and Television Arts Awards. The film features pop superstar Robbie Williams and CGI monkeys. 3. The South Korean president announced martial law, triggering strong protests from the public and the opposition. 4. Despite parents' high incomes, private schools in Australia received $130 million Australian dollars in government funding, while public schools like Sydney's Auburn North Public School achieved excellent NAPLAN results due to students' non-native English backgrounds. 5. Employment service providers have failed to adequately support the employment of people with disabilities, leading the federal government to release its first industry report. 6. A survey shows that only 38% of Australians trust the federal government, close to the low point before the Morrison government fell in May 2022. 7. The ChatGPT chatbot has encountered glitches when answering questions involving certain names, raising speculation. OpenAI stated this is to protect privacy. Overall, this briefing covers important information across various fields, including politics, economics, education, employment, and technology, highlighting the most valuable content while succinctly summarizing the overall articles, achieving a balance of rich content and clear structure. Briefing content. 1. Canada is pushing to include femicide in its criminal law to better address violence against women. This concept emphasizes the gender motivation behind these crimes, helping to collect more accurate data and providing more resources for prevention and protection of women. 2. The Canadian government is studying amendments to the criminal law, but progress has been slow, leading to dissatisfaction among some. Some local police have begun using the term femicide in press releases to highlight the seriousness of the issue. 3. Meanwhile, President Trump has threatened to impose tariffs of up to 100% on BRICS countries, fearing they may promote the establishment of an alternative international currency to the dollar. This reflects U.S. concerns about the increasing challenge to the dollar's status. 4. In fact, some countries have begun to reduce their dollar reserves, opting to increase holdings of other assets such as gold and the renminbi, indicating a reassessment of the dollar's dominance. If this trend continues, it could impact the dollar-centered U.S. economic model. In summary, these articles reflect two important issues: Canada's efforts to address violence against women and the potential challenges to the dollar's status. Both highlight issues of gender inequality and shifts in geopolitical dynamics present in society. Briefing on December 6, 2024. The 2024 Australian Radiation Protection Society, ARPS, annual conference successfully concluded. The conference took place from October 20th to 24th at the Pacific Bay Resort in Coffs Harbour, New South Wales, with the theme Radiation Protection from Bananas to Ships. Dr. Gillian Hurst, CEO of the Australian Radiation Protection and Nuclear Safety Agency, ARPANSA, delivered the opening address titled Radiation Protection Management in a Rapidly Changing Environment. The conference covered topics such as medical radiation, environmental monitoring, non-ionizing radiation, and regulatory frameworks, attracting professionals, researchers, and industry experts from the radiation protection field. A special international radon workshop was held on the final day, discussing the latest research findings and regulatory approaches. Renowned medical physicist Professor Lee Collins delivered an important lecture titled Adventures in the Land of Radiation: A Personal Journey from Invisible Light to Blinding Light. South Korean player Shin Jae wins the 2024 Australian Open Championship. Shin Jae defeated defending champion Ash Buhai by 3 strokes to claim her 65th career title. On the 4th hole of the final round, Shin made an impressive eagle from 102 yards, turning the tide of the match. Despite some fluctuations in the final holes, Shin's outstanding performance was enough to fend off challengers and lift the Australian Open Championship trophy once again. American player Riggs Johnston unexpectedly wins the Men's Australian Open Championship. Ranked 954th in the world, Johnston finished with a total score of 18 under par over 4 rounds, defeating Australian player Lucas Herbert by 3 strokes to win the Men's Australian Open Championship. This marks Johnston's first career title in a 4-round event. The top 3 players will qualify for next year's British Open. Here is a briefing based on the provided articles. Briefing on December 6, 2024. 1. The Lebanese armed group Hezbollah has sent a small number of monitoring forces to Syria to prevent anti-government forces from seizing the strategic city of Homs. This reflects the dramatic changes in the battlefield situation in Syria. Hezbollah fears that if Homs falls, it will isolate Damascus and cut off Iran's vital supply route for military equipment to Lebanon. 2. The social movement group Playpan in Singapore has gained a new activity space. After leaving the Peace Center Mall, Playpan has opened a new project called Glass Dome in an idle area at Flushing Square. The group stated that this relocation is not a long-term plan but an opportunistic attempt. 3. The Los Angeles Times is implementing a bias meter feature to help readers understand the bias in news or commentary and access different perspectives on the same news. This is a new attempt by the media to ensure objectivity and fairness. 4. The New York Police Department is actively investigating a shooting incident involving a United Health executive. The company's CEO, Brian Thompson, was shot and killed in Manhattan, and police are gathering various leads in hopes of solving the case within the critical 48 hours. 5. Prince Harry of the British royal family spoke at the New York Times Dealbook Summit about his relationship with his wife Meghan. He acknowledged ongoing speculation about their divorce, but emphasized that these are rumors and that their relationship remains strong. Harry and Meghan have been under media scrutiny since stepping back from royal duties in 2020. In summary, this briefing covers multiple hot topics, including Lebanon, Singapore, U.S. media, a shooting incident in New York, and the British royal family, providing rich content that is interconnected, offering readers a comprehensive and objective overview of the information. Briefing on December 6, 2024. Topic: The situation in India. 1. The Congress Party is demanding Prime Minister Modi engage in dialogue with farmers regarding the legal guarantee of the minimum support price, MSP, and pass relevant bills in the current winter session. The Congress Party accuses the Modi government of being anti-farmer and unwilling to listen to farmers' voices. 2. The ruling BJP party accuses the U.S. deep state of orchestrating attacks against Prime Minister Modi and India, using media organizations like OCCRP to provide ammunition. The BJP claims the Congress Party is colluding with OCCRP to create chaos in Parliament through its reports. 3. A seawall constructed at Uluwatu Beach in Bali has been damaged by heavy rains, raising local residents' concerns about the project's environmental impact. Locals are calling for an environmental impact assessment. 4. An attack targeting Hindus occurred in a village in Sunamganj district, Bangladesh, resulting in the destruction of 2 temples and damage to several homes and shops. Police arrested a 21-year-old man suspected of posting on social media that incited the incident. 5. Congress Party leader Priyanka Gandhi expressed pride in the accusations against her brother Rahul Gandhi as a top-level traitor, stating that, for Rahul, national interest comes first. Briefing on December 6, 2024. 1. The conflict between Israel and Hezbollah escalates. Since the ceasefire agreement took effect on November 28, both sides have repeatedly accused each other of violating the agreement. Israel launched its largest airstrike since the ceasefire on December 2, resulting in the deaths of 11 civilians. Hezbollah claims Israel violated the ceasefire first, and their attacks were merely a warning action. Israel, on the other hand, states that Hezbollah has violated the ceasefire on several unspecified occasions. The ceasefire agreement was initially proposed by U.S. senior official Amos Hochstein and supported by EU Foreign Policy Chief Borrell. However, since the implementation of the ceasefire, both sides have continued to accuse each other of violations. 2. The rise of extremist leader Abu Muhammad al-Golani in Syria. The extremist group led by Golani has regained control of Syria's largest city, reigniting the long-standing civil war. This marks the culmination of Golani's efforts to reshape his image and consolidate power over the years. Golani had ties to al-Qaeda but has worked to distance himself from the group in recent years, seeking to gain support from the international community and Syria's minority groups. 3. The cholera outbreak in South Sudan continues to worsen. Doctors Without Borders reports that the cholera outbreak in South Sudan is rapidly deteriorating, with 737 confirmed cases in Malakal alone. There is a risk of the outbreak spreading to surrounding areas. Doctors Without Borders is calling for all organizations to provide emergency assistance to prevent further spread of the outbreak. 4. Russian interference in the Romanian presidential election. The Romanian Constitutional Court ruled that due to organized cyber attacks by Russia attempting to influence the election results of pro-Russian candidate Carlin Georgescu, the first round of voting must be redone. This decision has sparked strong dissatisfaction among some opposition members, who view it as a political coup. However, Prime Minister Marcel Ciolacu supports the court's ruling, calling it the only correct decision. Overall, these events reflect the complexity and uncertainty of the current international situation. The confrontations and maneuvering of various stakeholders, along with external interference, pose severe challenges for certain countries and regions.